Yo, what's good, guys? Back with another video. This is going to be a clear, no BS guide on how to start testing with YouTube ads ASAP and profitably for your D2C brand, right? So kind of view this video as a follow-up to my previous case study YouTube ads video. This is just going to go, deeper into just the exact step-by-step process, and it's going to be very, very practical for you guys, right? So that at the end of this video, you guys should be ready to literally start testing. And if you guys are already running Facebook ads and are doing well, like there's literally no excuse for you to not start applying this. So let's just get straight into it, right? As always, the foundation, getting the foundation, started and having a foundation in place is going to be very, very important, right? So what's needed to really optimize and position yourself for success for YouTube ads, right? First things first is a consistent flow of creatives. This is going to be very, very important. Right, let me just pull up my pencil real quick. So yeah, consistent flow of creatives, very important, right? Because there's going to be a lot of testing that I'm going to discuss in this video. And again, if you guys are doing Facebook ads, I would assume that you do have a system already. So, this is going to be important. Another one is going to be a consistent inflow of custom pages, right? So advertorials, comparison pages, quiz funnels, listicles. There's going to be a lot of different pages that we want to test. Ideally, I'm going to break it down, but a few a week. And again, if you guys are already like doing your thing with, Facebook ads or another platform, then I would assume you have these systems in place, right? Third, a proven offer, right? Don't start YouTube ads if your account is at zero. Like I would not recommend that. Not if your account's at zero, but like if you're a new brand and you don't really understand who your avatar is and what your offer is, right? You really want to have proof of concept and have a proven offer. This is going to make your life much easier when you're scaling to YouTube. Another thing that's very important is actually having a strong tracking infrastructure. High Rose, AAA, or Northbeam. These days, honestly, I use AAA on Northbeam more, but High Rose still kills it, right? And then obviously stock, you guys need to actually have, a good infrastructure in terms of logistics, right? Because yes, you can scale aggressively with YouTube 100%. In some cases, I've actually been able to scale YouTube much bigger than Facebook for some of my clients. But of course, stock's going to be important in order to fulfill these products, right? And then, of course, a strong understanding of your avatar and the angles, okay? So let's just get straight into it. So phase one. So phase one is going to be think of it like a 4-week test. And the creative strategy for phase one is going to be fairly simple, but effective. What you want to do is you want to adapt your top 5 to 10 top performing meta video ads to a 16:9 YouTube format. Now, what you can also do is you can test YouTube Shorts alongside this, right? So run 2 tests, and then obviously it just depends on your product and niche, because for some niches, a 9:16, short form video works really well. For some niches and products, you want a VSL, you want a long form 16:9, right? So testing is going to be very important, but you want to adapt that, right? And then obviously have your base 9:16 videos. Then what you want to do is focus on the hooks and angles that are already working well on Facebook. And then you want to test both product focused and educational angles, right? This is going to be important. Right now is just a testing phase. In terms of the funnel, what you guys want to do is, again, if you guys already have Facebook in place and you guys are getting good results, it's going to make your life much easier. So test the current PDP that you're running traffic to that is proven and working with good conversion rate. And then any landing pages that you guys are testing, right? Whether that's an advertorial, listicle, quiz funnel, whatever that looks like for your situation. And then definitely use a dedicated YouTube tracking URL for clean attribution, so you know exactly, that these people are coming from YouTube. And look, in terms of budget, it honestly depends, right? It depends. But for me, the sweet spot is, if you want to give it a very good test, is $500 a day for the first 2 weeks. And then week 3 to 4, $750 to $1K a day. Now, this is again dependent on the results that you get. And then in terms of targeting, start broad. You can do lookalikes from an existing customer base. This is very good. You can upload that to Google actually. And then you want to have in-market audiences and also high converting search terms. So if you guys are already doing Google ads, this is going to be, a very, 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 very powerful leverage, because you're able to actually target a lot of search terms, right? Whether that's middle of funnel or top of funnel. So here are a few scenarios, right? Scenario A, you get good results, right? What you do, you move into scale mode, and I'm going to discuss that briefly after this section. So what does that mean? How do you know that you're doing well? Well, obviously, the ROAS that you get after 4 weeks is going to be above break even, right? And it's going to be consistently above break even, not just like, okay, one day it's been above break even. You want statistically significant data over like a 7-day time frame, for example, right? And you want to have like a few clear winning angles and creatives and pages or whatever that looks like, right? And then time to scale. Now, what we find and what I find is introducing VSLs and long form creatives just is going to take you to the next level. Scenario B. This is mid performance. So like you're kind of hovering around break even, maybe a bit profitable, maybe losing a bit of money. So, you know, the test ROAS is, like I just said, hovering around break even, right? What this means, what you want to do here is time to optimize. Diagnose and fix the bottlenecks. Is the bottleneck the CTR? Is it the conversion rate? Is it on the creative aspect? Is it on the website? Is it the offer? Is it the targeting, right? Let the data guide you. This is very important. You need to be objective. Don't be attached to anything. Don't take things personally. Let the numbers don't lie. So follow the numbers, right? And then scenario C is just low performance. So you're just like severely unprofitable. This just needs a major audit and a major revamp, right? So really just look at the data and really understand, like, A, is my product really, you know, dialed in for YouTube? B, understand, like, again, similar to scenario B, where is the drop off, right? What's happening? And you can watch my previous video as well. I do go deep into like revamping and, you know, going into the data. So that is phase 1, right? Moving over to phase 2. This is the optimize and scale phase, right? So scenario A, let's say now you're in a scaling phase, right? What you want to do is start scaling the spend to like around 2K a day. Again, it's going to depend on your budget and cash flow and all of that sort of stuff. This is going to be important. What you guys want to do now is start producing long form VSLs, 60 to 90 second plus educational videos. And then also on top of this, you want to test new funnel concepts, advertorial pages, quiz funnels, educational landing pages, VSL funnels, right? And you want to base it on your winning angles that obviously you're seeing from Facebook, but then also seeing from YouTube, and just test variations of that, right? So there's going to be, even as you're scaling, just more testing. And this is going to allow you to broaden up your market and just start scaling even more aggressively, right? And then also another thing you guys want to do is you ideally want to work towards a 2x ROAS. Now, again, I'm just using these numbers. It just depends on your numbers, right? And like, I know you guys watching this video, this video right now, like, you know your numbers, right? Well, you should do. I hope that you guys do. But yeah, start working towards, your target ROAS, and the algorithm is going to mature, right? With Google, the more sales you have, the more locked in the algorithm is going to be, similar to Facebook. Scenario B is optimized, right? So this is obviously based on this scenario. So what you guys want to do is, let's say the creative is the bottleneck, right? So you have a good CPM and a CTR, but a low ROAS. What this means is you want to develop 3 to 5 new YouTube native video concepts. Okay, so make it optimized for YouTube. The formatting, the style, the framing, the language, right? Because YouTube is a slightly different market to Facebook and like TikTok and all of these different platforms. So you want to adapt it to that. Test a bunch of different hooks, angles, and content styles, right? So basically scenario B is really understanding where's the drop off and just keep testing a bunch of shit, right? Because there's proof of concept, but you just need to double down and test. And then the goal here is to improve the conversion rate through better messaging, right? So ad relevance is going to be very, very important. And then if the funnel is the bottleneck, right? So you're getting good, high quality traffic, good CPCs, CTR, but the conversion rate is trash. What you want to do is you want to, build new landing pages, of course, A/B test a bunch of different things. And then also one thing that will help out as well is optimize your pre-purchase flows via email, and then your post-purchase flows and upsell sequence, right? So this is like a more advanced strategy, but sometimes, for top of funnel stuff, especially with YouTube, a lot of people are okay being break even or losing a bit of money because it's feeding into the ecosystem, right? And on the back end, you're profiting a lot. And, some of the big guys that I know and, that are my clients, this is a strategy that we're doing for them. The goal here is just to improve your conversion rate and your AOV. And in the timeline here, give it 2 to 3 weeks of optimization and then reevaluate. If you're achieving your target ROAS, then the green light just to start scaling aggressively, right? In terms of budget and targeting, so this, you guys can ignore this. This was a little mistake on my end. Cool. So in terms of the creatives, right? One thing that works well for YouTube specific content is you want to have long form educational VSLs. So science of the brand, founder stories work well. I know some people have been starting to test that as well. Definitely, we've been testing that and it works well. right? But VSLs do work well in general. And then customer testimonial / transformational content, right? Before and afters, that sort of stuff. This crushes across any platform, even on YouTube, it works really, really well, right? And then product comparison content, right? So running this to like a comparison page will absolutely crush, right? And this is something we're doing as well. So just comparing yourself and your product and your brand to some of the bigger guys or just people that are, that consumers are aware of, right, in the marketplace. Cool. Let's keep going. So in terms of, here are some must-haves, right? Like I said, tracking, absolutely. You can look at the in-platform Google Ads data, but, there's delays. The feedback loop is a bit slow. Ideally, like I said, high rows, AAA or Northbeam. And I would assume a bunch of you guys are on AAA or Northbeam already. Dedicated YouTube tracking URLs is going to be important as well for clean attribution. And then creative production capacity, right? So first week, adapt the meta creatives and then test the meta creatives as well via YouTube Shorts if you have 9x16s. And then week 5, 2 to 3 new videos a week based on what I just mentioned. I gave you guys some ideas of videos. Some good add-ons, definitely post-purchase upsells, A/B tests, email, SMS flows. This is going to feed into the ecosystem really, really well, right? Cool. And then building out the ecosystem, right? Because this is how you actually because YouTube ads is just, it's ultimately just one campaign type, right? One channel, but it's a part of Google ads, right? And I've been preaching this for the longest time, but Google ads, the key to scaling aggressively and the key to being to really dominating is building out the ecosystem, right? So what you guys want to do is simultaneously, you might already have it, or maybe you'll start doing it once you get proof of concept with YouTube, is a branded search campaign. 100% have this ASAP. So what you're going to do here is you're going to capture the demand spike. If you guys are running top of funnel, what does that mean? A lot of people are now aware of your brand. They're going to be searching up your brand, want to learn more. So you're going to have a branded search campaign to capture all of that, right? All of that traffic. Because if you don't, I guarantee competitors are going to do that. Because right now we do competitor conquesting campaigns. We literally have search campaigns targeting competitor keywords and we're cleaning up, people that are interested in those guys, right? And this is going to improve overall efficiency. You want to have middle of funnel and top of funnel search campaigns. So what you want to do is use high volume, middle funnel and top of funnel search terms. You can look at this, for example, on a Google keyword planner, and then run this to the proven pages that are working well for YouTube and on Facebook, right? Because especially for top of funnel works really well for with advertorials. Middle funnel comparison pages, listicles work really, really well from my experience. Branded shopping campaign, very similar to branded search. It's just going to be shopping ads instead of search ads. And then a PMX feed only. So what you want to do here is capture a lot of the middle funnel search terms with shopping. And then this is going to, again, help out with the overall efficiency and it's going to allow you to scale even more, right? And then a PMX full build. So I didn't go too in depth into it, but this can be either middle funnel or bottom of funnel, right? But what's going to work well here is it's going to clean up everything. So it can be remarketing as well. It can be some middle funnel stuff. Obviously, if you do that, you want to segment them out. And then, just use your proven creatives, use your, proven pages, and then, of course, proven keywords, audiences, and then like ads, static ads, and all of that sort of stuff, right? That's going to help out a lot. But yeah, guys, this is a bit of a shorter video. I wanted to keep it simple and make it very practical. I didn't want to yap too long, but no cap, guys, literally this framework right now, we're literally doing this for new brands. And it's absolutely crushing, right? So definitely implement it, right? Don't just listen and take notes, actually start taking action. And there's no excuse. If you guys are already doing well with Facebook ads, literally this is the blueprint right here, right? But yeah, that's pretty much the video. Feel free to like and comment. Definitely, hit me up on X. Book a call with me if you guys want this done for you. I'll be more than happy to take a look at your brand and let you know, if you guys are ready to start scaling to big numbers with YouTube and Google ads. So definitely feel free to book a call using the links below. I've got my link to the Telegram below as well and my X. But yeah, until next time, guys, hope you enjoy the video.